right, now it's time for the main event, folks. So day one, it got card shuffled around because of COVID. Was the biggest heel in wrestling right now and the biggest heel in the world. Took Roman out, so Brock got inserted in. So I wrote this down on our paper as Brock versus everybody because this was straight up Brock versus everybody. Like, I was like, okay, it's interesting. It gave us something to anticipate, okay, what will make this event memorable. So I was like, okay. But so the entrances were decent, but I really was not a fan of how Big E came out before Brock. Like, it was basically saying, hey, there's all these guys, including your champion, but this is the guy.
This is the star.
And I hate that. I don't know what they do.
It's very foretelling.
It was very foretelling, unfortunately. But you had actually stepped out, so I did this one on my own, and it was a very big surprise how much I enjoyed this. It was well booked.
How much of the match did I actually miss?
You missed about, I would say, 40%.
No, I mean, like, did I miss about 5 minutes?
No, you missed about 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah, you missed about 10
Okay,
minutes.
so what I had to do was this beautiful recorder that we're recording on. I needed some batteries to power our phantom mics.
Yep.
Our lavalier mics for anybody that's into sound. So I had to drive up to the gas station. I thought I was quicker than that. But apparently...
It might have been.
But apparently I missed the bulk of the match.
Yeah, it might not have... So the entrances were about 10 minutes. Then the main event, I'd say itself, would have been lucky if it was... It probably was pushing 15, 20 at the most, including the post-match. Probably 15, 20. But what I liked about this was, fatal 5 ways and fatal 4 ways and fatal 6 and 7, 8 ways and 9 ways and menage a trois are really tough to book, and keep interest, because there's usually a formula where, most of the people are outside the ring and it's down to 2 at all times. This did not do that. This basically had the booking equivalent of Brock versus Goldberg at Mania.
That's fair.
It was just hard hitting right from the gate. It was boom.
The pre-show, Peter Rosenberg mentioned something that we both agreed on. Like, this is, for all of us that's been yearning and craving for Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar to get in the ring together.
I got a taste, and I like it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but what I liked about this, too, was this could have easily been a Brock ego fest where he came in and destroyed everyone. That did not happen. Like, the bell rang, and Big E just took his head off and knocked Brock out of the ring immediately, eliminating Brock for a moment. And then it was Rollins and Owens against Big E. But then Lashley came around the corner while Brock was stunned and just drilled him through the barricade beautifully. And I was like, holy crap. And Brock sold it very well for a while. He sold it like he was hit with, a truck. And it made Lashley look strong because I was sitting there going, oh man, all I want to see is the preview of what we could get if we get Brock versus Lashley. And like I said, I got a taste and I really liked it. They booked Lashley the way I like when he's booked. He's a force. He's not a goof, and he's just destroying people.
Heel.
But Rollins and Owens worked together, which you would see because they're both smarmy heels. Big E looked really good too, though. He wasn't like the face in peril. He was strong throughout. And him and Lashley had a couple good go back and forths. The whole match was basically like, if you were playing WWE on N64, like No Mercy, and you had all finishers, it was just everyone hit their finisher.
It's all power moves.
It was all power moves, the whole thing. It was no filler. It was all power. And it was really done well. And at no time did Lashley look weak. No time did Big E really look weak except for the finish. Like, that's the only thing I would change if I went back. I would have made sure that Brock pinned someone other than the champion, so you keep Big E protected. But Vince likes to pin the New Day as the champions right in the middle of the ring by Brock Lesnar. He is the New Day killer.
He sure is. 9 seconds with Kofi?
9 seconds with Kofi, but Big E lasted longer here. But it was good. And Brock looked really good. Like, he was not no-selling shit. He looked like vulnerable at times. And what it gave us out of this, okay, we get a new champion. So does that move Brock away from Roman and keep that program, secluded and fresh for a little while? or are they going to go with the unification that you suggested they might do?
Yeah, and I was gonna, because I didn't rate this match because I only
didn't see it.
saw, like, I guess the climax.
Yeah, you saw.
And then the ending, which
Right.
was about like 4 to 6 minutes.
If that,
But if that. But I think, like, in retrospect, they kind of foretold what was going to happen when they were doing the interviews with all the combatants.
They mentioned Roman's name, yeah. If they didn't do that, I would say they might be not.
Brock also mentioned that he was a free agent. I never heard him use that
Right.
terminology
Yep, that's true.
ever. So I think that it does clear up for, if you can't get Rock at WrestleMania, then with Paul Heyman out seemingly, then you can build this up to where's Paul's allegiance going to lie? Is he heartbroken over his displacement with the tribal chief?
Yep.
Or does he play into being the advocate? But if they both clash and both belts are on the line, you can walk away with the one undisputed champion.
Right.
I mean, booking wise, that's a dream. But we're literally day one, January 1st. So WrestleMania is in April.
Yeah, it's a ways away.
It's I guess it's too far to draw it out, because now it's like, if Brock isn't going to be defending his title, what's the point of watching Raw?
I know.
What are these guys wrestling
that's
for?
true. And, honestly, because, I mean, the Roman getting COVID kind of throws a monkey wrench. But, it keeps it fresh enough that it's separated, that when they do clash again, it's something that, it might be anticipated. Honestly, I'm all of a fan of keeping Paul Heyman out of it. I thoroughly enjoy Brock Lesnar as Brock Lesnar this round. And but I want to see Lashley versus Lesnar. That's what I want to see.
Okay, so the takeaway that I got was during Brock's celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And which combatant did they pan that camera on?
Lashley the whole way.
The whole way.
Yeah.
So this could, I take it back. I'll watch Raw for Bobby.
Oh, they're
going
gonna do it at the Rumble. It's the match of the Rumble, which it's a shame though, because I don't want. Yeah.
But we're still leaving Roman Reigns, unanswered, because that was originally booked. So hey, I'm a champion. Hey, you can have fun over there with your little blue belt. I got this black one now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
if they're smart, not only does Roman need a little time for COVID, as we saw, Seth Rollins was in the ring tonight and he looked like he didn't miss a step. He was fine. So he recovered in a week and a half, 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. But I would take this opportunity to take Roman off the table for a little while, or at least separate him from Brock Lesnar for a long while, and then get it rejuvenated. Okay. Lashley and Lesnar is a WrestleMania main event for me. It's something I've wanted to see for years. It's got to be at a big pay-per-view. So Rumble is obviously the second choice, but I don't want it to be a telegraphed thing. If it was at WrestleMania, there's the chance of Lashley becoming champion.
But one thing I bet you didn't see when you were wishing to see Lashley and Lesnar at WrestleMania is Lesnar being a babyface.
No, I definitely didn't see that.
So that gives it even more intrigue.
It's definitely opened up a little doors. It sucks that it's at Big E's expense, because he was just on a roll.
I know, man.
And hopefully they don't repeat the mistake of Kofi and put him back to the mid card. I want Big E in that top slot now. He's always going to be at least in the conversation, I hope, because he's worked his ass off and he deserves it. But this match got the only 3 count of the night for me, and it was so well deserved. It was just a spot fest. It was great. It was a palate cleanser.
So yeah, to me, like I said, I couldn't in clear conscience really rate the match because I didn't see the whole thing. But if you had to, and you made that analogy between the match with him and Goldberg at WrestleMania, when it was essentially slam after slam.
Yeah, it was just hard hits.
Slam after slam.
It was just 2 trucks.
I probably would have rated that, because it was all power moves, so there's no versatility. I wouldn't have given it a 3 unless I was really, really appalled at something or taken aback or surprised. But I guess from the reaction of the crowd and how they popped at the 1, 2, 3, I guess I could see it that way. But like you said, I was really just heartbroken to see Big E lose the belt
Yeah.
clean. I mean, in the middle of the ring to an F5.
One
like,
F5, yeah.
Like his New Day companion did.
Yeah,
I was in
too.
the building when Biggie won.
Yes, you were. And so, I mean, listen, I'm hoping that they do wise with Big E and they don't fuck it up. But I hope with WWE is it's sparingly. So we'll see. Brock gets the belt again. He, if he's not going to be on SmackDown, he's going to be a champion on Raw or a champion on NXT. Brock is Brock. That's the motto of the night. And at least it wasn't a disappointment. It definitely saved the pay-per-view for me.
Yeah, well, I'll be tuning in Monday and attending
I will
the
too.
Brock party again.
Yep.
And hey, let's see what WWE booking does going forward. Especially with SmackDown, given that we already know that Roman's going to be off television for maybe a week or two.
Yeah, I would say
at the most. And there's still some unanswered questions with what's going on with Paul Heyman. So
right, yeah.
we'll see, guys.
Yeah, bring your overalls. Gonna be a good time.